stuff. Here we go. Fighting spirit between Killer and Hwasin. Killer, I'm gonna kill you. Gonna get a nice pick. Okay. Except down at the 8 o'clock position, and blue is Hwasin. Hwasin's always looked more like a Protoss player to me than a Terran player. But anyways, up at the 10 o'clock position in red is Killer. I'm gonna creep up on you in the middle of the night. Okay. So yes, I don't think Hwasin quite played to his strengths in that first game. Obviously, he went for the fast expand build, which every Terran is doing these days. I mean, every Terran saw Flash use that to destroy every single Zerg in the last OSL, the Air OSL. So every Terran sat down and said, hey, I want to do that too. So now everyone is. Oh, there's the furry chick again. Man, furries love Hwasin, even though he doesn't have giant cat ears. But yes, looks like Killer is scouting in the wrong direction again. And like I said, that didn't really play to Hwasin's strengths. When I think of Hwasin, I think of a player who ends things with a bunker rush, maybe a sunken breaker. He did an excellent sunken break in the last OSL, I think, to move out into the round of 16. No, the last OSL he fought Gwemchi, which he actually had an opportunity to do again, but when Gwemchi played Killer and lost. And I watched the games live. I watched Gwemchi versus Killer live, then I went to bed before this series. But yeah, both players, both Killer and Gwemchi, they just didn't play that well. Well, compared to their usual play, because Gwemchi, I think he had the first all-kill of the Winners League, which is basically winning 4 games in a row and winning the entire thing for your team. He did that. And then I think he came close to another all-kill. So Gwemchi's been rocking it recently. So it was kind of bizarre to see him put up such a kind of a weak level of play. He made a lot of mistakes, a lot of micro mistakes, a lot of decision-making mistakes. But so did Killer, so that's one of the reasons that Gwemchi took a game off of Killer, because Killer's not playing that great either. He kind of picked himself up from the third game against Gwemchi. You could tell he was kind of getting into the zone. And he had great instincts in that last game against Hwasin to know when to break, when to run in with those Zerglings. It's kind of a gambit, but I think it was the best decision. So once he saw that command center coming up, he said, I want to end it with Zerglings, because I'm Killer. But yes, Killer is running around with his Overlord. He's not going to go down there with his Overlord for a while, and now Hwasin's coming up with a single Marine, and he's going to throw down another fast expand from Hwasin. But this could work out for Hwasin. Oh, the third hatchery coming up for... Oh, third hatchery before the spawning pool pops up. So yes, it looks like Killer is going for what Zerg usually do on this build against a fast expo. And I think that Killer was running around with that drone inside of Hwasin's base, so he knew that the fast expo would be coming. So that's why he threw down the hatchery. He's going to get out a lot more mutas this way. And this is kind of... the build that Jaedong pioneered against Flash's type of fast expo like this. And it worked out very, very well in the MSL finals until the power crash, the power outage, of course. Looks like Killer's finally going to come down here with an Overlord. He's going to spot what is going on. He's going to be able to spot any potential dropships too, if Hwasin's to try to go for that, which Hwasin is definitely not shy about doing. Hwasin has teched up straight to dropships before, just so he could drop his entire Medic Marine army into the base. Okay, it looks like the lair finally coming up. Hwasin is scouting this, keeping that SCV alive as long as he can, glitching it through the drones by selecting the minerals. Getting up 3 racks, so this is going to be an aggressive push from Hwasin, I think. I think he's going to forego the regular kind of get your... engineering bay going, throw down those turrets, and get prepared defensively. I think he's going to put up a much more offensive build from this, but he's going to have his timing absolutely perfect to get this done. And I think he's going to have to conceal this build a little bit longer. And maybe conceal the number of Marines out front just to kind of keep Killer guessing, because Killer is going to test the number of Marines with his Zerglings soon. He's going to run down here, run in, and run back just to see how many Marines are there. And that'll tell him how many barracks that Hwasin put down. So Hwasin might be a smart thing for him at this point, just to kind of keep some of his Marines inside of his main or keep them a little bit further from those initial forward Marines. Oh, and that's what he's doing. Hwasin's playing very, very smart, and he's kind of playing defensively against the Zergling run-by, too, because he's got all of his Marines at the choke. So in case Killer tries to go for it, oh, a Hydraliston coming up from Killer. Ooh, Killer is going to do something sneaky, I think. Either he's going to open with Mutas and then switch directly into... Yeah, he has a Spire coming up, too, so I think he's going to transition directly into Lurkers right after he's done some Muta harass. But Hwasin is going to have those 3 racks out. This is not a good time for Killer to be double-teching like this, but he does have his second colonies coming up, so he's definitely going to need them against this kind of aggressive push from Hwasin. Oh, Hwasin finally playing to his strengths, which is Medic Marine control. I hope he doesn't make me bite my tongue soon. He doesn't have any medics with those Marines, but Killer's a little bit reticent about attacking those troops anyway. And now the medic's coming in. Only 2 Sunkens in with nothing else morphing. The Spire isn't done yet. And Killer has not been devoted to anything else. He doesn't have his Hydralisk coming out or anything. He's got to run in here with his drones. He's trying to use his drone to protect. But Hwasin, he takes out all of the Zerglings. Takes out... Oh, wow. Wow. Hwasin just ended the game right here. There's no way... Even if Killer gets out the Mutas, which is, I think, his plan from this point, I think he's pumping Mutas from all of his hatcheries, he's going to lose 1 hatchery. And at this point, losing your base this early as a Zerg is just crippling for your economy. Crippling for everything that you're trying to do. Oh, man, the Spire might go down. Absolutely ridiculous. Hwasin's still in here with troops. He's going to come in with reinforcements soon enough just to put on even more pressure, I think. Unless he's keeping them at home just in case Killer should go out. Oh, man, look at all these drones going down. Absolutely no economy left for Killer. I don't think he's going to be mining minerals at all from this point on because he lost his hatchery at the natural. I don't see any third base for him out on the map anywhere. So yes, Killer is going to try to pick off the SCVs. Of course, a Terran can stay at 2 bases and be a lot stronger than a Zerg at 2 bases, or 1 base now for Killer. And I think Killer is trying to force an elimination race or something. Elimination race in a ZVT doesn't go that well for a Zerg player because, yes, even if you come in with Zerglings like this, Killer is trying to come in with all of his Zerglings, pick off of the SCVs. I mean, it doesn't matter. Hwasin can lose all of his SCVs, and he'll be just fine because he'll be able to float up buildings. He has a bunch of Medic Marines still out on the map he can bring back eventually. And he has turrets now, so wow. Wow. Just Killer completely crumbling in that game. The last Muta goes down. That's the GG from Killer. Oh, Hwasin finally reading his opponent. I think he read Killer in that first game and said, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. 3 racks rush. Well, not really a rush, but just a push. Excellently played by Hwasin in that game. And managed to use the fast expand and kind of put his own little twist on it. Nicely done. Okay, let's move on to the 3rd set.